On today's episode, I'm taking some questions that are all about how to still be great in spite of your circumstances. I'm here in Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm working with the Human Resources Group at Johns Hopkins. And you know what? I'm loving their new mission. See, they are looking to ensure that joy and innovation and collaboration is a big part of their workplace. And we all know that that's all possible because it's your natural state once the drama's gone. I'm really excited about today's episode. So let's get to the questions.
An anonymous fan from Toronto, Ontario says, I manage staff with an age range of 15 to 60. I find the older staff have a harder time than the younger in dropping the drama. This is not something I want the younger staff to make part of their work life. Any tips?
Anonymous in Toronto. One of the reasons I love this question is it doesn't play into or support this conventional wisdom out there that the millennials are the issue, that the reason drama is increasing in the workplace today is not because of the millennials. It's not an age situation, but it is a human condition. And the fact that it just happens to be around a certain age group in your organization doesn't necessarily define that generation. But I do want to give you some tips on how you can keep moving people forward to deliver great results with very little drama. Most of the answers I give to questions people ask me are multi-level. See, there's not just one thing you can do that would really change it completely and immediately. But as a leader, you've got to work all angles of the issue. So first, I would remind you that great leaders don't just manage people, they manage the energy of people. And many times, just a few people who move into drama or resistance can take the energy of the entire group and focus it on why we can't or why we shouldn't have to or why it's impossible or the request is unreasonable. So the first thing I want you to really pay attention to is managing energy of your people away from why we can't and why we shouldn't have to how we could. So as you're working with them in groups, whether it's subgroups or the entire group, I want you to clearly not sympathize or apologize for the work at hand. I want you not to coddle any of your team, let alone the ones that have been there a while or are older in age. I want you to just state, here's what we need to accomplish by the end of today or this week or next month. And I want to really focus on what it would look like if we delivered with excellence and how can we make that happen. Secondly, move out of the group if you're coaching and move to the individuals one-on-one and make sure that you're not just trying to protect what you call your younger generation from the older generation. You need to be coaching the older generation to move into a drama-free zone. It doesn't matter what your age is. Anytime you have someone moving into drama and story and their stress and suffering, their suffering is from their story, not their reality. And the tools I teach work with anybody, any age. So don't try and move people into a drama-free zone and expect them to tolerate people who get into drama if you're tolerating those folks and their behavior and their stories. It's time to interrupt the thinking of everyone and start to ask those good questions for self-reflection. What do you know for sure? What could you do next that would help? Stop judging, start helping, not allowing people to vent. So manage your team dynamics differently in your meetings with a focus towards how we can. Make sure individually you're coaching everyone on how to stay out of drama and go beyond ego and access the best part of themselves so they're approaching life with higher consciousness. So coach everyone on their next area of growth and make sure not to tolerate behavior from anyone that contributes to drama in the workplace.
Sarah from New Jersey asks, how do you stay away from the drama when management seems to encourage it?
Sarah from New Jersey, you asked a question that I hear often. How can I stay away from drama? How can I practice what I know is a peaceful way to work when my manager encourages it? And this is where the ego tries to let you off the hook. See, if my message is resonating with you, you need to be willing to do it unconditionally. You need to be willing to do it even when your manager is acting not how you prefer. You need to be able to do it even when others aren't as committed to the process as you are. But what our ego does is it says, well, I get all of this, but what about when, and then the story. See, the first thing I would do is I would question your manager encourages drama. Is that true? Can you possibly know that that's true? Because it could be a story you've made up to justify why sometimes it's just too hard of line to toe. Anytime you're asking a question, how can I do this? And then you have when, just take off what follows when. Go back to simple. How can I do this? So your question isn't, how can I stay out of drama when my manager encourages it? It goes back to something really simple. How can I stay out of drama? Regardless of my circumstances, regardless of the behavior of another. See, that's the ultimate freedom. If your being drama-free is dependent upon other people's behavior, then you're not really drama-free. You're drama-free conditionally. So whatever gets your goat, like your belief that your manager encourages drama, I would just question that. And I would go back to my original thought. What can I do to be drama-free? And it goes back to some of the basics. One, what do I know for sure? I have a manager who encourages drama and I want to be drama-free. What do I know for sure? I can only know what I want. I want to be drama-free. Stop judging, start helping. What could I do next that would help? Well, I can take whatever comes my way and neutralize and diffuse the drama and try and just translate it to the truth and then be great, which is the third question. What could I do to be great right now? I promise you, if you approach anything with what do I know for sure, what could I do to help, and what would great look like? How can I go be great? It will no longer matter what your colleagues are doing, what your boss encourages. See, you'll move through the way in high self with a different view of reality because it is what works. And even if there's drama everywhere, I know for a fact that my part that I can play is start with myself and diffuse my own drama and then invite other people to this neutral place that I have found so that we can move out of ego into high self and see our situation differently. Thank you for watching another episode of Life's Messy, Live Happy. It's the show where I answer your questions and I need you to submit them. Check out the link below. Let us know what your questions are and you might be featured on the next episode. I hope today you have gotten a lot of clear focus about staying in your own lane and worrying about yourself. Because remember, life is messy, but you can live happy.